Hi friends. I was gonna say good morning, but probably some of you are gonna watch this at night, so not good morning. Hi. I have some exciting news to share with you. I have my first art residency. I do. It's me. I did it. Let's take a little walk here. We're scooting. Alright. Remember this little bingo card I showed in my art goals video? Maybe you watched it, maybe you didn't. Well, go watch it either way. But the very first thing was apply to residencies and grants. That didn't necessarily mean get one. So not only did I apply, but I have also received. So I've done that one already tenfold. First goal of the year done. Fantastic, feeling good. I can mark that off on my bingo card. And there's probably another one on that card I can mark off, but I'll look at it later. But I just want to talk about how I got that and what I've been doing. It's like been the first week of me working in my new studio, and I'll show you guys my new studio and what I'm thinking of doing for my body of work and what other things I'm going to be doing with the residency. Okay, let's change camera angles to do that. Also, my coffee's not very hot today. I don't know what happened. It came out of the pot not very hot. Okay, you don't care. Hello. So, take it back to like 2018, 19. My partner was working at this place called the Humane Society, which is the shelter here, a no-kill shelter here in San Antonio. And she was the events coordinator. And for events, they would accept stuff. They would do like auctions for fundraising, and one of those events they would accept art, and so my partner in passing meets this guy named Albert who is donating some art for the fundraiser. She picks it up, she follows him online just in case he wants to donate more, whatever. They talked about that. So 5 years later, 4 years later, I don't know, I can't do math, I'm an artist. Albert posts on his social media, on his like personal art social media, and on his gallery that he owns social media, that he is opening up this back gallery space in his studio to a residency for the first time. And so my partner was like, hey, apply to this. It's in San Antonio, so you don't have to travel far for a residency. And, you know, it's worth a shot. And I thought, all right, $0 to enter, I'm there. So I applied. Also, look how crazy this outfit is. Camo hat, camo shirt, cheetah shorts. Well, combo. Anyway, whatever. I'm going feral today because I'm talking about this. I don't know. So fast forward to maybe like almost a week ago, I get this text from this guy, and I'm like, who the hell is this? And he's like, hey, you have a moment to chat about the residency? And then I find time in my day to pick up his call, and he asks me a few questions about it, you know, like what I want to do with some of the money that I get and stuff like that. Super quick call, very easy, very, very nice. And he says, okay, look out for an email tomorrow. I'm announcing it shortly. And I was like in the top 5 in that point out of like more than 30 applications. And so the next day comes, I'm waiting around for an email. And I remember he said email, so I'm like, look in your junk folder, look in these other weird folders that Google has. And he accidentally calls me really quick. And I was like, that's suspicious. He said look out for an email. Why is he calling me? Maybe it's just a butt dial, because he hung up immediately. And then he calls me again, and I was like, I got it. And so I did. And I moved in to my studio space on the 11th. My studio space is like 9 foot by 16, which I thought was going to be so tiny. But once I moved in there and moved all my shit in, like, it's like the perfect little nook for me. I don't need very much space, but it's still enough space for me to get messy. And so I'm going to be taking those landscape painting or drawings and whatever that I've been doing in my sketchbook, and I'm blowing them up larger, and I'm playing around with some like different like patterns and like paint methods, and I'm gonna be doing some collage as well. I prepped some papers for collage, and so in my residency application I put that because I had a feeling that like in order for my application to be stronger, I needed to have an idea of a finished show, because at the end of the residency I'm gonna have a solo show in the same little gallery space that I'm working in. We're gonna like clear it out, paint the walls, make it more of an immersive gallery show, and then Albert, the guy whose studio I'm working in, who also makes really cool art, I will put it somewhere, he will be curating the show, and he already has lots of great ideas for things to do for the show and before the show, like potentially doing a workshop in Hemisphere Park, which is where our giant tower that kind of like the Space Needle is, doing like a plein air drawing, painting workshop outside would be pretty fun. We're gonna try to partner with Hemisphere to see if maybe they'll throw a few bones our way. We talked about some collaborations, like some projections onto walls, some like street art kind of stuff where we take my patterns and put them on cardboard and then go place them on a building and then take a photo so it looks like one of my drawings, but more as like a photo, totally different sort of way of viewing it. And then even he asked like great questions, just like, you know, I love all your bold colors, but what about if it's like an overcast day, or if it's like a rainy day, what is that gonna look like? I don't know. He's already like, I've only been working there for like 4 or 5 days now, and he's already like turning the gears in my brain. So this has been such a fantastic process already. So as part of the residency, I get like a small stipend, as well as free studio space, and got like $100 to Jerry's Artorama, which is a local, I don't know if it's local actually, whatever, it's an art store chain. So we dropped by there and I got some big canvases for basically free, and fat boy Posca markers, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy things with this money that if I would have come to the store and saw that a canvas was this much money, I would not have spent on it. And I would not have bought the fatter Poscas because I wouldn't have had giant canvases to draw on. So I tried to get things that were either expensive to begin with and I'm getting for free, or I wouldn't have picked up for myself if I was spending my own money on it. Does that make sense? Whatever. Anyway, whatever. I got free supplies. And then he said another friend is gonna drop by with a 4 foot by 5 foot canvas too. So that is going to be very exciting. I haven't painted that big since college, and I think I only did it like once before. So it will be very cool to see one of my quilted patterns landscapes that big. So as far as like what I've been doing so far, I have, like I said, prepped some pages for collage. He gave me this piece of mylar that's like shiny, shimmery, iridescent sort of hot pink or magenta pinkish, and he was like, I'm excited to see what you come up with for this. And so I prepped some papers with just random washes of gouache and color and like scribbles of colored pencil, so I can cut them out and make individual little square quilt patterns, and maybe frame those. If they don't come out, that's okay. I at least tried something new. That's the point of this space. I want to try something new. I want to try things I wouldn't do at home that are messy. Like I've already painted a big canvas hot Cheeto orange. You can see the orange still in my hand. He gave me some like neon yellow acrylic that was awesome, and then I mixed it with some hot pink neon acrylic that I had bought from Jerry's, and it came out awesome. And I painted one canvas already, done. I finished that one landscape that I had started working on that I showed you guys a little bit of. I finished that one. I painted the background yellow. Maybe you remember I had a pink background. That one is finished. I went in and did all the details on that. And so now I'm gonna be working on that big canvas. I can maybe pop in a sketch somewhere, and I have a sketch for another small canvas that I had, a little square. And so all of these are taken from photos that I have taken over the years. I don't want to use that many references that are not my own. I know that little landscape with the truck, those were images compiled from Pinterest. I don't really want to do that for the full thing. That was kind of just like the first practice one. But yeah, all of the other like reference images I have taken myself. They have been on walks or trips or I don't know, just places I've been. And so a lot of the time I'll just kind of take those photos and use them for backgrounds for my phone, or I'll just post them on like my Instagram stories, and I don't really do much with them. So I'm excited to like comb through all these pictures that I have of landscapes and like flowers and whatever and compile them into these giant quilted landscapes. And as far as how much work I want to do in the end, I don't know. I just want to like utilize the space every other day, at least like 2 to 4 hours minimum, and literally just like make as much work as possible, because I'm getting this space for free. And Albert has already been like this trough of information. He's already like allowed me to like be like, yeah, use the studio, like use some of the supplies and the tools. And so I really just want to soak up as much of that as he is giving me and not disappoint him, because this is such a cool opportunity and I'm still like so in shock. Like I love my studio space. I love working with Albert. I loved meeting his wife. I loved the first like little second Saturday open studio we did, which wasn't like the best turnout because the weather is crappy because of the Arctic freeze. So I think everybody was afraid to come out that night. But regardless, I still had fun chatting and hanging out. Yeah, I'm super stoked for what else is going to happen. So it started January 11th. That's when I moved in. And it's going until March 15th or something like that. And like middle of March. Early to middle of March. And then that's when we'll have my solo show, which I've also never had a solo show before. That's also one of the like big reasons I wanted to do it. So yeah, there's that. That's how I got a residency, and it just kind of quickly happened all at once, and I'm still, like I said, in shock. I love my space. I love working with Albert. I'm having a blast leaving the house. Who knew I needed to leave the house? Not to just like go on a walk or work out or something, but like to go, like leaving the house to work. I haven't had to do that in so many years. So it's kind of weird, but I love it. And it feels like, ooh, like I'm on my commute to work. Yeah, so I'm excited to be doing that the next 2 months. I'll share as much as possible, obviously. I'll be vlogging a little bit in there and a little bit at home, showing you guys how I'm intertwining studio time into my like work time at home, doing graphic design at home, and then studio time in the studio, which I'm excited to get back to. I feel like I've done design for other people for so long, and the only thing that was for myself was comics, and comics are draining, so sometimes they don't feel like they're for myself. So I'm excited to have this time in the studio to like make stuff for myself that down the line will set me up for having a larger career in studio stuff as well. So I'm expanding. I've been wanting to thinking about this for a while, like many years now, like how do I expand into my studio practice more and not just have that as like a hobby. Yeah, I did it. Here's my residency, it's here, and I'm excited to share with you guys about it. I'm excited to work in my studio, and hopefully you guys get a kick out of it as well, and learn with me, and there's probably gonna be times where I'm a little stressed. And I mean, I'm a little stressed right now already, with this like comic deadline hanging over my head, and then also finding time for the studio. It has already gotten to be a little much for my brain, but I'm figuring it out. I am notorious for figuring things out, so yeah, hopefully you're here for the journey. Like and subscribe or whatever. Thanks for being here. Now go make some art.